Hello and welcome, gamers, to the U of T Esports Intramurals Week 5. We've got an excellent showing for you all today. You could have seen it from the introduction. You can see it in the bottom corner right now. It is the one, the only Sane Raccoons versus Max Squared, coming at you guys for our last week of the group stages before we hit the playoffs. It's me, it's your boy, Zach, aka Spaffles, joined by the lovely Computer W. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, Chris, Computer. I'm competing in the tournament actually, but my team is not playing, so I'm able to be here and I'm able to be perfectly unbiased.
So before we hop into breaking down these teams in this matchup a little bit more, we have some special rules for this tournament. I think you mentioned something earlier about a hero ban. Why don't we break that down?
Yeah, we're doing like a little experimental thing. It's a little different to what they're doing in the Esports World Cup. So the hero ban system, basically, first map it's a coin toss, and then after that the losing team picks bans first. Each team gets to pick 2 bans per map. They have to be on different roles, and once a hero has been banned in the series, it cannot be banned again. So you can ban, say, Tracer first map, but then once that map is over, nobody can ban Tracer. Tracer remains playable the entire rest of the series.
Interesting.
And speaking of hero bans, we do have the first ban for Team Max Squared. They're banning D.Va and Lucio.
Oh, so they get both their bans first?
Yeah. You pick. So the way it works is they get to pick 2 characters to ban, and then now Sane Raccoons, they know that, they know what heroes have been banned, and they essentially get to base part of the strategy off of that. So the fact that D.Va and Lucio are being banned, the Lucio might be a targeted pick at one of the players in Sane Raccoons. The D.Va as well might be, because we know that Hypothesis on Max Squared, maybe wants to play certain characters that might be countered by the D.Va. But so that's the general idea.
All right, very interesting to see how this ends up going, especially with the potential map we could be heading to first. But before we jump the gun a little too far, let's look at our rosters. We've got the Sane Raccoons up first with Piggles, Differatil, Haru, Monkey HW, and Nyla.
Yeah. And this team so far, they have, it is worth noting that they are missing one of their players, Illusion, who is... well, you can see once we get into the game, he's their team logo as well, their mascot, if you will, who hopefully will be showing up later in the series. For now, we have Piggles subbing in, who is, I believe, also a hitscan player. Deferatl also favors those hitscan characters. Haru, I know, likes the off-tanks, likes particularly the Ramatra, which is looking very strong in this patch. And they have Monkey HW as well, favors Lucio, which might be why we are seeing the Lucio ban. On the other side, we have Team Max Squared, which if you want to tell us.
Squared, led by the one and only I. Followed that up with Mark Killer, Hypothesis, Mackwell, and JPEG. Not JPEG, JPEG. That is an interesting team comp we've got going. This is a lot of familiar names if you're coming in through the collegiate scene.
Yeah, we have 2 of the UFC varsity players on that team. We have, of course, some of the junior academy players on the other side. So it'll be an interesting match to play out. But I do believe we have the bans for Sane Raccoons as well. So they're banning the Wrecking Ball and Pharah. So the Pharah is probably going to be targeted at I. Pharah's very strong right now. The Wrecking Ball Hypothesis. So they're targeting their bans on our varsity players. And I believe the first map is going to be Ilios.
Okay, Ilios, really exciting. I wonder, did they know what map it was before they picked the hero bans? Is that how that works?
Yeah. The map is picked first.
Okay.
So they would have
banning
banned
Lucio on Elois. That is criminal.
Yeah,
that and Farah. Well, I know Farah has seen a pretty explosive growth in personality. Is there anything more to that? Well, even
Farah is very, very strong this patch. Slight maybe nerfs. Well, no, it is a nerf this patch, but Farah's still dominant. The Cassidy as well, not going to be as strong with increased damage fall off.
Okay.
Yeah, the Wrecking Ball and the Lucio though seem to be mostly just targeted at the comfort picks of the given particular players.
Yeah, and a dive composition for both teams opening it up. Is that what you've come to expect, or is it more of a map-dependent strategy?
I think definitely on Ilios here, it's a very strongly dive-favored map, so it doesn't surprise me at all that they'd be running dive. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little surprised to see Sane Raccoons mirroring the dive. I guess they can't really play the diva, so it's a clever ban from X Squared forcing them onto that mirror. And we're going to see some slight stylistic differences. It looks like an Echo Tracer, no, Echo Cassidy out of Sane Raccoons, and a Tracer Genji out of Max Squared.
Yeah, taking pretty aggressive positioning from the Sane Raccoons. They are going to be the ones to leap in first, and the counter dive comes up from Hypothesis, trapping Haro in the mines, gets slept Macwell with first blood. Hypothesis now taking that opportunity, leaping in. Mercy not able to escape, and that leaves Echo flying solo bolo. Gonna get separated from the team just a little bit, but Anna's able to take her team back with her. JPEG holding on to that Suzu for dear life while Hypothesis pulls out.
Yeah, it's a nice catch on Haru, and that's sort of the advantage of the Kiriko is you're able to cleanse the anti as both teams are running the Ana. The Mercy, you ideally want the Echo to be able to burst the Winston, but we saw Hypothesis just able to avoid Piggles, and Max Square take first cap.
Yeah, and now you see Mark Killer on the Genji, very sad into Winston Diva, or Winston Echo, sorry. And Monkey HW is the first one to get the kill, and Hypothesis just absolutely melts away, but Death Rattle gets killed by the deflect. Fan the Hammer is not going to save you here. Haru gets the kill onto Macwell. Nyla with the resurrection onto Deferattle, and JPEG takes down Haru. No tanks currently in the fight, but it doesn't really matter as Monkey is able to make those kills count. And Deferattle is one with the kill onto Mark Killer. Things are looking up for the Sane Raccoons.
Yeah, I mean, Hypothesis just got absolutely exploded there. To be honest, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I suppose most likely that's the power of the Mercy damage boost in those neutral fights. We do have a lot of ultimates coming online. We have the nano boosts. We have we're getting close on the duplicate and the Valkyrie. So
yep, cheeky little back half from I. Going to get a stick onto Ecto. What an amazing opening shot, but they are going to have to protect the Reds. Now it looks like JPEG, though, burning Suzu and going in very deep. They are able to disengage, but that is the cap flipped over to Max Squared. It is now their time to burn, and Deferello gets dived on by the Monkey. Hypothesis gets anti-nated, and Monkey is able to survive just barely. I gets the kill into Deferattle. Mark Killer finishes off Monkey, but Haru is able to trade it back onto Macwell. Is that going to be enough to stabilize them in the team? No, it is not. Hypothesis pops the Primal, matched by the Echo dupe. They do want to drag this on longer and longer. Haru gets the kill into JPEG. Mark Killer with the Dragon Blade, killing Monkey HW once and for all. Look to be a supportless team running around. Sane Raccoons, though, are going to be capping the point. Deferattle is fighting his own war on the other side of the map, though. I, diving in deep onto the point, wants to keep this progress alive. And Hypothesis with a double kill. High Noon on the sidelines, not able to make anything connect, gets slept. Now getting doped shortly after by the Monkey. Deferattle and Haru making their presence really well known, even in such a long, drawn-out team fight.
Yeah, the point flip goes over to Sane Raccoons, and it does look like, despite, you know, all of the chaos, all of the initial picks on the side of Max Squared, looks like Sane Raccoons will actually be able to somehow, some way, come out on top. They did, however, spend all of their ultimate abilities, so all eyes on JPEG with that Kitsune Rush.
You know, this is all about finding those moments, punishing your opponents, and Piggles was almost the one to get punished there.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. Hypothesis also almost getting picked early. We're getting a lot of checkup. It's a very early Kitsune Rush to open straight
up
in.
The fight. Hypothesis gets anti, but the Suzu is there just to save that, just to save him. I gets the takedown onto Haru, that the focus being so much damage, and Nyla's shield bashing our killer into the next dimension. Nice sleep onto I. Deferattle is going to make that an easy cleanup. Now the point is flipped over to Max Squared. Hypothesis diving in deep, making sure to zone these opponents. Fan the Hammer takes him down. Piggles gets the stick onto Macwell, and Kiri falls shortly after.
Hypothesis is a little upset there. Yeah, I was wondering myself why he didn't pop Primal. Must have just barely not been able to get it off. As it's looking like last fight, Max Square could have gotten that to 99, but they only got 90%. now, and the faster nano by far actually is going to be on the side of Sane Raccoons. Monkey HW already has it. Hypothesis is going
Hypothesis diving really deep, but Haru gets the nano and trades back in. He is going to get hindered, but Hypothesis gets the kill onto Naila. Mackwell with the kill onto Pickles. It's a ticking time bomb as Monkey does take down JPEG. There's one support down, but Monkey gets traded out by the Raging Primal, and Deferattle falls shortly after as well. Now the Primal Haru is going to be able to buy just a little bit more time, but Naila on the brig is not going to be able to sustain that for long. I finds the closing pick, and now it's flipped back over to Max.
Yeah, and it looks like, will they be able to touch is the question now. It looks like Pickles does indeed find the touch, gets forced away by Mackwell, just barely. Hypothesis is in trouble though, he's low health. Mackwell does have the nano boost. I find Deferattle.
I with the double kill, making sure that even though they didn't get the nano, Anna knows that she doesn't need it, and Mark Killer with this double kill there as well. Things are slowly bleeding out as the curtains close, and Max Squared is the one to take the first point, and it's really closely drawn out series so far.
Yeah, that was really, really close. To be honest, I was just knowing how much Hypothesis and I in particular just really favor those dive characters. I was not expecting that to be so much of a dogfight, but it really went all the way, 99-99. And now this next point of Ilios, this is much flatter, much more open, but it looks like both teams are going to be sticking with the Winston dive. Hypothesis actually going on to the Doomfist.
Okay, Doomfist, I liked it. I like to see it. Perhaps the Winston felt a little bit too close, didn't provide them with enough of an advantage like they were looking for. Never mind.
No. Okay, we're being baited. He's just playing Winston. But we do have the match of Ana Brig against Ana Curie. So I think the Ana Brig's a bit more sort of stable. Hopefully you can have the Kiriko sort of to take more angles, be a bit more flexible with your positioning. And
Hypothesis making the first move, diving in on top of Haru. Haru gets anti-nated, and there is no cleanse to support, but the bubble is able to save him just for now. And I is diving in extremely deep, making sure to use that recall excellently to make it back out to the rest of the team. Nade goes wide, and Mark Killer makes his presence known, and Pickles is forced to retreat, but not without taking I down. That is a massive first blood pick for Sane Raccoons. They're going to be able to push this advantage, especially with Hypothesis against the ropes, forced to leap defensively, as well as Isuzu getting burnt. Haru making sure to push forward slowly but surely, without many kills being found.
Oh. Yeah, the anti-nades finding a lot of pressure without a Kiriko to cleanse them, but just not able to quite convert that into a pick.
Yeah, now Hypothesis though, diving in deep, nice anti-nade connects. Deferattle falls, Nella falls as well, and Monkey, just take one for your bargain, shall you? Pickles gets, Pickles finds one, Haru finds another, but I is able to trade it back. Max Squared, making sure that this point is theirs.
Yeah, with the Winston going down, the Kiriko trade won't matter too much. Yeah, it seems like just as I say, they're not quite able to capitalize off the antis. Max Squared want to prove me wrong. Just an instant, really clean anti into Winston dive, hit onto Deferattle. Never saw it coming.
Yep, Dr. Winston in the building. Hypothesis is looking hungry. They are going to dive in deep. Big anti-nade again. How does he do it? Monkey falls first. Nella falls right after. And Deferattle again. It's like clockwork. Pickles finds the kill onto Mackwell, burning the pulse bomb. Oh, it's pretty much an already lost fight. Haru falls as well. And that's all she wrote.
Yeah, it's I mean, these are nice trades by Pickles, but they're just coming a little bit too late. And the anti-nades, twice in a row, just on the back line. That's the one downside of the of that Ana Brig Cassidy is it's a very tough back line. But if you hit an anti, it's really they're just sitting ducks. And it looks like Max Squared looking to hold close.
Waiting to explode. Nano Boost goes in. It's a nano play, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Killer connects onto Monkey HW. High Noon tries to slow him down for just a little bit, but Deferattle gets taken down as well. Haru saving the primal for the next fight. Pickles, as always, with a pick onto Mark Killer, making sure to prove that DPS differential just a little bit while the rest of the team lags
Pickles
far
more
behind.
like pickles, am I right? Oh wait, that doesn't really work though. That's a real thing. Low key, I forgot what pickles were. What I'm not forgetting though is that it's Nano Primal on the side of Sane Raccoons with very few ults available on Max Squared. So this next fight's gonna be tough. There's the Nano.
Yep, Nano Boost match that with the Kitsune Rush and a massive sleeve. I and Mackwell are able to blow up the backline again. No support left for Haru. Can you make the magic happen? It's 90%. I gets a kill. Mackwell with another. And now the Monkey's the only thing left alive.
And it looks like Haru's going in for a desperate last touch. Does manage to find it just barely. But will there be a follow-up touch? Okay, man.
Just a little bit of monkey business as Max Squared take the first map pretty handily. The first point was pretty close, pretty well contested, but then after that, they just Max Squared just showed their dominance. They were able to completely lock down the Ruins hypothesis rightly, claiming the monkey crown with the monkey play of the game. Yes, I'm saying monkey before everything. Deal with
Yeah,
that.
I mean, honestly, I personally wasn't expecting Sane Raccoons to give them quite such a tough time of it in the Winston mirror.
Yeah.
But fair play to them. Haru, Defrado, Pickles, all looking quite good. But we saw, I think, on that second round, just the anti-nades from Macwell really were just finding so much value on the backline of Sane Raccoons. Like I really think that was the big difference maker there.
Yeah, it was just being able to lob those nades in, and that Ana was always the playmaker. Behind every massive team fight, there's a scheming Ana in the backline, giggling to themselves as they hit a 2-3 man nade. And the Sane Raccoons just didn't have any tools to deal with it. I mean, like you mentioned before, like you touched on, they opted into bringing Brigitte instead of Kiriko, and they ate so many nades after that. It's got to get you thinking, was it really worth the trade-off?
Yeah, I mean, in theory, I think the Brig is stronger, but it's definitely a bit trickier to execute on. You have to block the nades. You have to be pretty careful with how you're rotating to make it sort of difficult to predict your position. Whereas I think we saw time and again Max Squared just able to really control the pace of the engagements, right? Like as soon as the backline for Sane Raccoons step up, hypothesis is he is in there. He is not letting them go where they want. He's not letting them help Haru, who we see sort of trying to trade backlines, but it's the Ana Kiriko just peeling away from it a bit more easily. And we really saw just this like aggressive forward pressure from Max Squared, really controlling the backline. Like I'm thinking that last fight where on paper they have the Nano Primal, they should be able to get a really good dive off. But then Max Squared just forced the issue so fast onto their backline with Kitsune Rush and just trade them out almost instantly.
Yeah, and trading backline for backline is so Overwatch 1. When right now you can have an Ana Kiriko in your backline, and the Kiri just TPs in with the dive. So suddenly you're on their team, you're fighting a 4 versus 2, while they're all focusing all of their resources into Ana. It is a very lopsided trade, especially when the team Max Squared are able to have a support with them in the fray that is able to do so much utility the Kiri provides. Now, what are you looking for here? If you're the Sane Raccoons, do you think they're going to get a little bit crazy and live up to their namesakes a little bit, or do you think they're going to come out with something different?
Well, I think you probably want to stay away from the Winston dive mirror. There's potential there, but I think that second submap in particular, just Max Squared looked much more comfortable with like lining up and executing these dives really like quick. The Diva was banned, Diva and Lucio, so that's two of their like major stylistic options away from the dive that now are unlocked. If they want to play some Diva like counter dive stuff on more vertical maps, focus on just bursting hypothesis, making him miserable, they have that option. Or if it's like a flatter map, they can play things like the Ram, maybe Zarya, Junker Queen. They can play like rush styles away from the dive.
I'm really interested in seeing what happens, especially with the bans. Are we going to be able to see some shenaniganery where maybe Monkey gets banned this time and you're suddenly out your best dive tank, right? How do you think teams would adapt to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Monkey ban definitely is a very important one for Sane Raccoons. I think they have to ban Monkey at some point in this series. It's in terms of like the tanks that are very strong in Hypothesis's pool and the ones that are also very strong in the meta, it's like at the very top. He's a very very strong Winston player, and Winston is really good right now. So if you can't play the Winston and they still want to play dive, they have options. They have the Doomfist, they have the Wrecking Ball. It'd be quite fun to see some of the Wrecking Ball coming out of Max today. But
It's really curious to see
yeah.
if they're actually going to go ahead and ban Winston now, or if they're going to try and hold out and ban it later, because like you said before, they only have one chance to ban it.
Yeah.
And if it's the best tank and one of the best tanks in the meta, and one hypothesis is signature tanks, you've got to value that very, very dearly.
Yeah, you have to be really careful with how you use it, because if you ban Winston and you still lose that map, you're in trouble. But at the same time, if you're banning Winston, then do you also ban maybe the Echo, the Tracer, the Ana, some of these stronger picks, more synergistic with the dive style that Max Squared look really comfortable on? Do you ban that at the same time? And then, that can secure you the map, but then further down the line, you won't have that available anymore. These are the strategic considerations. Of course, a Winston ban is feeling somewhat likely, given that I believe we do have the next map for Sane Raccoons. It's their pick, and they're choosing Nimbani, so they're keeping with this like fairly vertical, fairly strong dive map, but at the same time, it is, you can play more static stuff, more of like a Diva Sigma style, sort of to counter the dive.
Now, we do have the bans for both teams. Team Rack were the ones to pick the map, and they were the ones to ban first, and they chose to ban on a Tracer. That is a lot, actually. Something that we didn't even touch on with the ban system is how you can ban supports that would really benefit certain playstyles.
Yeah.
So banning Ana would take a lot of your dive potential off the table. Not completely, because we do still have other supports. But taking Ana off the map as well as Tracer is a very strong play for Raccoon, trying to definitely force one style of play. Meanwhile, Team Max Squared, they counter it with their own bans, and they choose to take out Ashe Mercy. Making sure that you really can't play that long pokey style either.
Yeah, and I mean the hit scan is like definitely a comfort for the DPS of Sane Raccoons, but also because first map Pharah was banned, now she's back on the table, and now I'm expecting we're going to see Eye on the Pharah. Cassidy has, increased fall off this patch. Ashe is banned. Sane Raccoons might have a hard time answering this if Max Squared want to go with the Pharah. It looks like though it's backwards, and in fact, Sane Raccoons are the ones running double flyer Lucio Curie. So this is looking like a very like anti-dive, blow up the tank. Sort of a style compared to like a double hit scan Sigma. Okay. It's an exact reversal of what I was expecting, but it looks like Max Squared, they're going to want to try and take this low, try and take this high ground, and really just poke out. They're tricking them.
Yeah. I mean, it really speaks to their flexibility as players, not only be gifted one of the best dive maps in the game, but also still pick Sigma.
Yeah, I mean, Hypothesis, he's that rare breed of main tank who thinks he can play Sigma. And I, with shades of Lane Roberts, is coming in with the Pharah. Looking for a pincer attack.
Air
on
Battle
two
doesn't
angles.
find any casualties yet, but Baptiste is forced to lamp early. Pickles gets taken down, and Haru is able to trade out the Immortality Field. Big stun onto Haru, and Mark Killer is able to kill Desperado, and things are not long for this world, as 4 members of the Sane Raccoons have now fallen, and that's an easy cap for Max Squared.
Oh, that's a really nice maneuver, too. They leave Eye in the spawn, and then switch to Pharah late, so that, Sane Raccoons, they're set up expecting to play against this really slow, static, double poke, Hanzo Soldier style. And then all of a sudden they have the Pharah. Haru isn't able to get set up in a position to really control the Pharah v Pharah. And then Pickles gets picked, and then it sort of all spirals from there. They will be matching the Sigma now.
Yeah, now as they're rounding this corner, this is a very strong foothold for the team, and Pickles gets taken down to low HP. Mark Killer is able to make the shots connect and gets the final hit headshot onto Pickles. Mark Killer feeling it, really feeling it. Mr. Krabs is able to take down Echo down to low HP. I is the one to finish it off, and Hypothesis wins the tank duel as he takes down Haru. Nyla taken down late in the fight as well, and carried Lucio follow short after.
Yeah, nice shots from Hitome. And yeah, we see Pickles switching over to Cassidy. You have to wonder if the Pharah pick was one made of comfort or necessity. But yeah, this is looking a lot more conventional, actually. The Echo against the Pharah is really the matchup to look for. Desperado is going to be trying to hunt Eye. As we have ults coming in, Sane Raccoons really need to win a fight now.
Yep, anything goes, and it is going to be a nano or a visor. Sorry, Hypothesis takes down Nyla's Immortality Field and takes down Haru right after. And it's going to be forcing them even further back. 5 minutes and 37 seconds left in the time bank. Things are going excellently for Max Squared.
Oh, and that is just brutal. Like being forced back so far with just the visor, Haru being forced to split, gets picked off, and then for just one ultimate ability, spent this whole map. They have 5 minutes to fight this third point.
And now pushed on the back foot. They have to do anything that will bring them back into this, and it does seem like they're going to be playing out their ultimates. Piggles gets the nice kill on about this with the flash bang, but Mark Killer trades it back onto Piggles. Eye getting the kill onto Nyla. No support left. They are going to be fighting a losing battle. Haru gets the kill. Ajax onto Maxwell. And Monkey gets the kill onto Eye. And things are just holding out in this tiny little room. Poor Mark Killer.
Oh, and that Ajax is brutal. They maybe could have flipped that, but you know, even that aside, they spend window and duplicate for duplicate and flux. You know, you're not too unhappy with that. But now losing the sound barrier, it's going to be really hard to come into this fight with just a flux against double support ults and soon to be a Deadeye.
Yeah, no, pretty big swaps from Max Squared as well. They're going to make the swap onto Hanzo as well as Cassidy. It seems like if it ain't working, just do what they're doing, but with the Hanzo this time.
Yeah, I guess feeling like the Flyers aren't quite as effective into the, you know, the hit scan Baptiste.
Yep, Haru gets dropped down with low HP. Immortality Field Force window comes out, but the Lux does pick them up, beat to neutralize it. And Hypothesis is stuck looking around, doing 360s, not able to find anybody. Misses the rock. Heinen walks forward, but the big grasp was able to survive, or to save them for just a little bit longer. Immortality Field from JPEG forced out early. I get the kill onto Nyla. Now the new flashbang as well secures the kill onto I. Desperado on a 2K rampage. And JPEG gets the kill, shutting down Haru. And now without a tank, they've got to find any way they can to hold out.
Yeah, I mean, you do have these two on a flank, so long as Monkey surely is going to be able to touch, but for how long? Just gets blown up. Nyla and Piggles forced to go out early. Piggles does find Macwell, but will it be enough?
No, it will not be. Unfortunately, the Baptiste walked too far forward. They did have others to contest, but they weren't able to play their life. Well, surprisingly, though, Sane Raccoons were able to retake that point.
I mean, Piggles finds both supports, and then from there, Desperado is able to convert it onto Hypothesis. That's a really incredible hold. And now we see Hypothesis going for the Rhyme. Just run over the Sigma. There's a lot of ults on the side of Sane Raccoons here, though.
Yeah. Now they are going to be using High Noon with the Street Boost. Catch Nayla off guard. Immortality Field too, not able to save them. And now Desperado on the flank with Baptiste. Are they going to be able to build up that window? It doesn't seem like it's going to matter though. It says C9. They didn't touch.
They don't touch the points.
No,
there's no way.
They're going to win the fight too.
Oh, that's astonishing. I mean, it's a rough start to the fight for Sane Raccoons, but they totally could have won that. They had the flux.
Yeah.
And so many ults. Oh, no way. And now it's a 2.5 minute time bank.
They did shave 3 minutes off the clock at third point. But I mean, the way that Max Square took the rest of the map, I don't have too much hope.
I mean, Numbani, you know, it's pretty rare that you finish the map at all. You know, a 3 minute hold on last point is good, but they're going to really need to make some magic happen if they're going to be able to, you know, finish with time to even have a chance of winning this map now. Yeah, they really needed to burn that down to, you know, below a minute, I think. And it's going to be really hard for them now. Looks like they are going for the Diva style.
All right, all right. I'm
a little more
interested in what the defense is rolling out on Team Max Square because they've already locked in their roster. Going back to dive.
This is a very strange. I guess because they can't have the Ana. This is a very strange. It's Zen Kiriko, which I can't say I've seen too much of. The Zen is going to be a bit of a vulnerable target there, but I guess you do have a lot of poke between the Zen and the Soldier. I'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, giving me flashbacks to the good old days where it's just sacrifice Zen and everybody else goes into the back line.
True. Looks like the Diva taking a fairly aggressive positioning under the point pretty early on. The rest of the team not quite able to come up though. No tick found, and Haru very, very low. Will get desuited.
Haru gets demeched immediately. That is a very bad look for Sane Raccoons, as now they have to wait it out or stand her off to die. I gets the kill onto Monkey HW, and this push is it's really dead before it started. The Def Rattle gets taken down shortly after as well. It's just a matter of resetting now, and if they're going to be able to make it out alive with the rest of the members that didn't choose to reset.
Yeah, I mean, it is nicely done from Max Squared. You know, they use their significant poke damage to really burn down Haru, and Hypothesis controlling the backline of the enemy so that they can't, walk up with Haru. But you really can't have your tank going in alone like that. No follow-up.
Yep, now it is round 2. We're going to see if they're going to be able to make it happen this time. Pickles finds their way onto the high ground. The gets dropped down
already forced
immediately. And now the Suzu was burned as well pretty soon. Pickles does get the kill onto Macwell, but not before I is able to trade it back on the Def Rattle. 3 kills, though, for Sane Raccoons. Even if they lose another member here, they should have this in the bag. No, Pickles gets the kill onto I, and now there is just a lone Monkey trying to survive on the point. Primal to buy more time, gets the kill onto Baby Diva. Are they going to be able to hold out just long enough? Gets the orb from Zenyatta. They want to go in here as the carry rush gets sent through the team. Pickles gets the kill to JPEG. Pickles finds 2. That's shutting down this push, but Hypothesis kills Pickles, is shutting down Nyla. What's going on?
That's unbelievable. Okay, it's not over just yet. It's just Haru against I, but I does have the copy. Def Rattle coming back. Copy out now. 3.5 seconds of Matrix.
Yeah, no, JPEG though, he is getting sent back to the Shadow Realm, and I is now trying to find anything that works. Beats keeps them in the fight for a little bit longer, but Mark Killer is going to be able to pop the visor. Gets 2, and he finds 3. And after this mess of a fight, there's 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining, and it's just a matter of cleaning up.
Yeah, I mean, the support's getting just traded on both sides, and that's an unbelievably scrappy fight, but that really has to sting.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so winnable for Sane Raccoons, and they didn't get a tick. They spent both support ults, they spent Blade.
Oh, so far.
Hypothesis is almost back up to another Primal. All they have to work with is Diva Bomb and Echo Copy. It's do or die now.
Yeah, things are coming down to the wire. 2 ults. Are they going to be able to make it work? Transcendence from Macwell is a massive escape opportunity.
Pickle's already falling that Macwell's playing very far out. Looks like he's getting a bit punished by Haru, but Haru forced back. And
Macwell playing extremely aggressively, wants to make his presence known, falls down under the balcony, and Hypothesis gets the first pick of the Monkey HW. Transcendence is forced out when Macwell is alive and well. Hypothesis gets the second kill onto Nayla. D-copies Def Rattle, but now Haru gets 2 kills. Piggles with 1 onto Mark Killer as well. Hypothesis that I trade it back harder with the boosters onto I. It's going to be a 1 versus 2 here, as Lucio does not provide too much healing, but he is going to be able to sustain that natural advantage just a little bit harder.
Tick. It looks like they can't quite clean up Hypothesis, though, as Max Squared are able to make their way back onto the point to get 1 tick. But there's the TP Suzu already out. And are they going to be able to make it back onto the point? There goes the Lucio, but who is going to be severely punished for that crime. The backline are in so much trouble.
Yeah, now Haru gets taken down. Macwell as well. Pickles with the blade. Can he save it? Can he survive a little bit longer? Seems to have lost the Monkey. Drops down to low HP, but Def Rattle is able to kill it for him. Pound a bingo. And the point does make its way over to the Sane Raccoons.
Yeah, it's incredibly chaotic, but somehow, someway, the backline of Sane Raccoons managed to survive against all odds, and Def Rattle finds the pick on a Mark Killer. Very easy to swap from Macwell onto the Yari.
Okay, Ilari, show me what you've got.
We do have a lot of ults on the side of Max Squared. I mean, a lot of ults across the board, but definitely I think the advantage on the side of Max Squared. They're going to look to press this with a fight soon.
Yep, now
there are-
Mark Killer is looking for that angle. Got the visor coming up pretty soon. Not going to be able to find anybody just yet. Consuming Rush comes out for the Sane Raccoons. They're blowing this fight wide open. Pickles with the double kill. And he find a third. It doesn't seem like Mark Killer's going to be able to escape from this one with his life. Alari, too, not going to be able to make anything happen. Pickles with the 4K, very excellently done. Can he get the 5? No. Hypothesis is going to make it safely back to his team.
It's a little oddly hesitant out of Max Squared. You know, you really expect them to take a fight a bit earlier there. Maybe they're waiting for ults to come online, but now, you know, they have a desperate last touch at the end of second point. And really their ult advantage isn't looking quite so strong anymore.
Yeah, the
There's
second point of
touch.
money for you. Consuming Rush does comes through, but the sound barrier does protect them for a little bit longer. Echo pops the duplicate, but Def Rattle is able to find the 2K through the wall. All right, there you have it. There you go. We're pushing it to third point now. They aren't going to have enough... sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to have enough time to get this in with time remaining left on the clock, but this is Overwatch. Anything can happen.
That is very interesting. We're seeing Eye swap over to the Sombra. Hypothesis going on to the Doomfist. Okay, they're not feeling the Winston dive anymore. Just too much damage out of the D.Va Soldier. Yeah, we're gonna have to see how this goes. It's a bit more mechanical. A bit more mechanical, excuse me.
Yeah, now Hypothesis, though, diving in with the Doomfist doesn't get the punch to connect. And now it's just going to be a D.Va bomb straight up, and the Suzy saves his life, making sure to stand still just for the cameras. And Pickles gets the kill onto Eye. Sombra would not have long left in this world. And now Pickles is deep on the Alari, popping the Dragon Blade just to go even further. Doesn't seem to find her! Almost gets taken down for his hubris. And we'll find the kill. Unfortunately, does charge Doomfist's punch. And that's a minute 30 left.
That is really astonishing. I mean, they went from the brink of being full health to just after that, Max Squared couldn't find their footing. They couldn't win a fight, and you just see time and time again, you know, Pickles and Def Rattle just getting early picks, getting these really big, you know, cleanups, clutching up with Blade. Yeah, and really the ball's in anyone's court now.
Now, Sane Raccoons, they did get here. Their backs were against the wall the entire time. They were stuck between a rock and a hard place. And the hard place was Max Squared. But now that they've been able to break through, and they have a minute and 30 seconds left in overtime, that gap has been considerably shortened. There's only a minute difference between the two teams.
We've seen a huge amount of adaptation in styles between the two teams, you know, just changing up what they're playing. It looks like Max Squared, they're going back over to the Sigma, feeling like they find more success on that. It's probably stronger into the D.Va. Haru is going to stick with D.Va, and it looks like both teams are kind of agreeing on Soldier Genji, which is quite interesting. Different backlines are really the big thing. You have to wonder, though, are Sane Raccoons rolling out expecting to see a Winston again? Okay. The Genji just climbs right back up.
No, Sane Raccoons, now they have to hold out for as long as they can, burn as much... Sorry, the Sane Raccoons have to take this as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And Max Square, they have to burn down that clock. A minute and 30 seconds, that's not really enough for your ultimates to come up. Right? And now they have the Sigma to hold up with them. Naila, though, is getting spotted out early.
JPEG. Yeah, JPEG gets caught really fast. You have to wonder, are Max Square going to be able to trade this back? It's Eye.
The answer is they aren't. It's now
trouble.
Pickles is safe under cover, and Har gets another kill into Eye. That's a pretty quick cap.
I mean, that's the advantage of the Lucio, is they're able to just really rush onto the Baptiste. It was just a little bit too close forward.
Yeah, not really much defensive utility now that they have the Alari.
Yeah, they really have to hope for these slow fights. They have a good option now, but I mean, this is already a very good start for Sane Raccoons.
Yep. Now this next corner, this is where they want to hold it now. If they let this go, they're going to be giving up a lot more space than just this. I guess the kill into Pickles. It's a massive first pick, 5 versus 4. And now Haru is going to be burning the DM, getting forced back around the corner. Hypothesis gets taken low HP, but the Graph is able to hold them on for just a little bit longer. Gets held through, and now it's just a matter of regrouping. 3 seconds left. Can somebody touch the point? Please, no Charlie Niners. There you go. D.Va makes the touch happen. And now regrouped as 5. They are going to get back onto this point. No ultimates yet for either team, but Deferetto is about to get the visor soon. And popping down the teammates down to low HP. Can he make something happen before JPEG gets the window? Visor comes through. Deferetto sending everybody scattered to the wind, but they are going to be able to disengage successfully. Now, Piggles working really, really hard at taking down that pylon, as now the Concealing Rush meets the window head on. Cool is going to win it, and it does seem like Haru is going to be able to take down JPEG. Deferetto with a double kill onto Mark Killer, killing his opposite. Hypothesis is able to demec Haru, get the kills onto Monkey HW, but there's not enough to shut this down, and now it's a Hero Blade, but is not able to connect with anybody, and JPEG's Baptiste is just going to be able to, or sorry, Nayla is going to be able to help her team hold on a little longer. God, these teams are confusing.
Yeah, just the power of the D.Va and the Sound Barrier together, just so much survivability for Sane Raccoon. Now it's another huge swap up. Going over to Cassidy Junker Queen.
Oh, what a surprising form for the team. Haru gets taken out to 1 immediately after coming back into his mech. Incredibly unfortunate timing. Now the visor is going to be sending them through. Dragon Blade on top. But Mark Killer doesn't need to know where he is. All he has to do is continue holding left click. D.Va Bomb goes through, kills JPEG. And now there's nobody left to sustain the poor Junker Queen getting shoved into the corner. Haru able to get a second mech in this life. When you're given a second chance, ask for a third. And if you get a third, make use of it.
Yeah, as the famous proverb goes, I think you quoted it to the word there. In fact, yeah, this is looking really dire for Max Squared. I mean, they just have not been able to keep their backline alive. There's another early pick on a Piggles. Just hitting shot after shot, and there goes now. It looks like
right as he misses an entire magma. Mark Killer on the flank is able to take down 1. Visor, though, does come through. Pylon is unfortunately immune to it. And so I gets the kill into Deferetto. Hypothesis kill takes down Monkey HW. No, D.Va falls shortly after. That was a defense, but that was a weak one, as they were able to get all the way to the end of the map in just a minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Max Squared are now firmly in the back seat for the first time in this series.
Yeah, they stabilize the end there, but I mean, after that first attack out of Max Squared, I don't think anyone would have been expecting us to see this sort of a situation. They just really couldn't get their bearings, fight after fight after fight. They just, they're just giving up first picks. They're just getting outpaced. The danger of the Baptiste backline is that if you're not able to take those slow fights that you want, if you're not able to stop the enemy from closing the distance, then exactly what you saw happened. They just get run down, and it looks like they are going to be going on to the Lucio. So same strategy as first round for their attack. And Sane Raccoons are anticipating this. They're going on to the Winston. Otherwise, everything's the same.
Yeah, double hit skid just in case Sane Raccoons walk out with the Pharah. They didn't want to be taking any chances, but Sane Raccoons thinking a little bit ahead. They put Piggles back on that Genji. They have Haru on the Winston. They are here, and they are not messing around. They want to engage heavy and fast, and we're going to have to see, can Macwell keep JPEG alive, or is he going to be left fending for himself?
And we have to see what kind of damage. I mean, if you think about what kind of damage the Sigma, double hits can put out, you really have to be worried about Haru staying alive as well on the side of Sane Raccoons.
Is a rush right up to the high ground, and Nader comes through onto Monkey, gets stunned in place, not able to move, stun locked, if you will. And now Hypothesis is looking for more. He's hungry. He had a taste of blood, and he's going for it. Jumps all the way down onto the Monkey. Monkey dives up onto the team, but is able to take down Haru. No Monkey left for you. Piggles with the deflect on the flashbang, just like the good old days. Takes down but now the point is being forfeit. They are surrendering the fight, and they're going to live to fight another day.
Piggles finds the touch, but just barely, and will get booped off. Dies for it. Doesn't stop the cap. There are 2 minutes now to work with for Max Squared.
Seems like more of a poorly timed reset than anything, as now he's going to be sending himself as well as the team packing towards the spawn room. Nayla unfortunately gets picked out on the retreat, and
This is exactly what you need if you're max squared. I mean, we've seen this happen, I think, on almost every attack so far this map, is at the start of this Nimbani, if you're not able to take a clean fight early, you really only get one fight on Nimbani second. Maybe, you know, an awkward recontest at the end. But, yeah, Sane Raccoons, they're going to have to go soon. It looks like they're getting ready to.
Yeah, Hypothesis, though, getting to force out Haru, making sure that he can't make any moves on the rest of the team. Well, JPEG on the point. Mark Killer gets the kill into Pickles. No ultimates invested yet. Will they need them to keep the fight going? No, they do not. Hypothesis gets the kill into Haru, and I with fanning the hammer, just making sure that those health pulls are basically non-existent. Rattle on the flank. Not going to pop the visor, though. Just going to try and bide their time for a little bit longer. 40 seconds remaining. They've still got their time bank, and they're approaching second point. This is the max squared that I love and know.
Yeah, it's exactly what I said. They get like, they get one fight, if that, really. And then now they're staring down potentially, this huge lead they established in their attack just now, slipping away from them. And it's a big ult advantage on the side of max squared. Rattle's looking to try and close that with a flank visor, but gets spotted up by Mark Killer.
Yeah, there's nobody to match on the flank, but the rock does come out and forcing the monkey down. The big blade comes through. Pickles is not able to find any, but Rattle sure is, and the flux comes out, and Hypothesis is able to get the kill into Monkey, not able to find another, and Mac gets the kill into Naila. Red blue, Mark Killer gets the kill into Pickles with the visor. Now Rattle deep behind enemy line, surviving with just barely 1 HP. Is he going to be able to make it back in time before the point is already too far gone? No, Carry walking back from the spawn is able to occupy him for just a little bit longer. He TP's back in to meet up with the rest of the team. Monkey HW dancing circles around them on the point. Gets taken down by JPEG, who just TP'd in. And now the monkey is back and back with the vengeance. He is furious with the primal, but Pickles on the venture gets the kill on the JPEG, forcing out that dash and then executing them immediately. Macwell pops the beat, gets the kill into Naila, and now things are evened up once again. Pickles another kill into Macwell. Pickles with the third kill, really carrying the team as much as possible. But Hypothesis gets a double overtime, and it's a C9 or C8.
Yeah, it's Hypothesis goes down pretty soon there anyway, just not quite able to sustain the fight long enough, not able to get their support ult online. We saw yeah, I mean, Haru comes back with the primal. They're able to just barely sort of salvage that situation, where Hypothesis has the big flux. They still somehow manage to get enough trades, make it messy enough that they're able to find an early pick on that Kiriko. I mean, that is really astonishing. Both teams just playing incredibly scrappy Overwatch, but I think we just saw just a little bit more of those like early picks and those like clutch ults coming out of the DPS line of Sane Raccoon, and just a little bit more sort of survivability with the Lucio Kiriko style.
Yeah. And oh my god, Pickles, what are you on? Dude.
Yeah, I mean,
walks out of the spawn on venture for the first time in the series and absolutely goes berserk, taking down 3 people on the last fight of Nimbani. That was beautifully done.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 or 3 fights there. I'm thinking of the their first attack with the big dragon blade to just barely clinch out the point cap. Yeah, Piggle's really showing up in an enormous way. That map.
All right, now we will be sending you guys over to a break. Don't leave just yet, as we've got map 3 Suravasa coming up right after that. We'll be seeing you guys on the other side. Thank you so much. Hi. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our...
You can't just do that, man. You can't just do that and then shake it off like it didn't happen. No, come on.
I will and I will. Okay, watch me. Welcome back, everybody. We're going into map 3 in the series. Flashpoint is right next up, and we've already got our bands sorted out for us. Isn't that really convenient? What happens when you take a 3-minute break? You let the teams kind of do their own thing. So now we've got Team Max Squared. They decided to ban Ramatra as well as Baptiste. Pretty flavored, pretty targeted. What are your thoughts on that?
Doesn't surprise me. Servos is a pretty flat map. I think, in particular, I'm expecting Max Squared to want to play maybe some dive, maybe some Junker Queen. But Ramatra is just generally insanely strong right now. Like, he got huge buffs this patch, and it's a strength of Haro as well. I think Max Squared, they feel confident that they can win in the dive if it's like, you know, full dive mirror and they're able to play the Tracer and they're able to play the Ana. I think they want to stay away from the brawl.
Yeah, and then Sane Raccoons banning Zen and Mei.
Yeah,
Mei, I understand. Zen is a little... I guess Zen has a lot of power positions on Surabasa where you're not really able to challenge as much. What's your read on that?
I think the Zen is probably just targeted at like Macwell. I think Macwell likes to play the Zen.
All right.
We saw Macwell on the Zen. I think it was Macwell. It might have been JPEG on the Zen. I think it was Macwell.
I think it was Macwell as well.
Yeah, Macwell on the Zen on Numbani. And maybe they just don't want to play into it.
All right, pretty interesting time to come out with the target bans. You know, tying up the series 1-1 and trying to get an advantage any way you can.
I mean, they have also run out of a lot of the really, really strong bans. You know, the Tracer, the Ana, the Pharah are all on the table. And I think we can expect to see that. I think on Numbani, you know, a dive map, the Ana Tracer ban was really, really smart out of Sane Raccoons, just denying those characters. I think that map looks pretty different if Max Squared are able to play those.
Yeah, now, Surabasa. This is one of the Flashpoint maps, one of the two. And I feel like we've already talked strategy on this map to death. So now that we already kind of know what the teams are comfortable with and what they like to operate on, what do you think is going to happen when these teams clash? Or is this going to be, you know, all out, we're going to get 5, 6, 7 fights on first point, or is this going to be a pretty quick one and done? What's your read on this?
I'm honestly not sure. I mean, I'm expecting, if it's going to be the Junker Queen mirror, I know that Hypothesis is very comfortable on the Junker Queen. I know that he's very comfortable, you know, calling all of the, you know, engages and disengages, the sort of ebb and flow in that matchup. So I'm expecting Max Square to be pretty favored in this. But then again, you know,
Ash.
Sane Raccoons have looked more comfortable on the Lucio Kiriko. The Ash is a real wild card.
Yeah, Deferrell was very comfortable on those hit scans and trying to find those opportunities, especially outranging heavily the Cassidy on this patch. This is going to be a little interesting. Now, Haro and Hypothesis are going to scrap a little bit out the gates, and Haro getting taken down to extremely low HP, not going to be able to chase down and execute it just yet, but I am going to be able to retreat and make sure that first cap goes Max's way.
Yeah, I mean, the first dynamite misses, and without that, you know, the Ash just not able to have as much frontline pressure. Max Squared able to take a lot of space, but it looks like the space is being taken back very quickly.
The Haro with the opening
JPEG goes down.
onto JPEG. Mark Killer goes in deep, and Hypothesis gets the kill onto Haro. They're going to be able to hold on for just a little bit longer. This Junker Queen is extremely hard to dislodge when she does find her spot, but they are able to do it. Now, just camping out, waiting for the supports to come back and kind of make their rebound. They're going to be rotating around the points. Piggles playing a little game of hide and go seek, Five Nights at Freddy's, if you will. They're going to be able to make it out with their life. Eye on the other side, just trying to take peek shots at the rest of the team. And Kitsune Rush gets sent through for the side of Max Squared, and Monkey HW gets melted immediately. Bob, though, straight onto the point. Deferrell gets one pick. Naila gets a second. Haro follows it up with a third. Pretty well done.
Yeah, it's they do find a pick off of it, but the timing of the Kitsune Rush is just slightly awkward. You know, you see Max getting forced to use his shout early.
Oh my god.
Okay, Mark lives those. But yeah, that's a really, really nice bob to just snap back when they've burned all their cooldowns. And an even nicer pulse bomb.
There's a reason they call him Mark Killer, not Mark Liver.
What?
Yeah, Kitsune Rush gets them through. Death Rattle finds the big anti-hypothesis. I'm just gonna keep talking over it, pretend that you did not hear that. I gets the kill on the Monkey HW. Death Rattle onto I. And that's 98% done. Sane Raccoons leading the map with a first cap, the first of its kind.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit dubious on the Ashe, but I guess with Cassidy having his fall off nerfed, there's actually a lot of positions, like right here on this map, where the Ashe can just free fire on the Cassidy without much fear.
And now they are going to be able to buy themselves a little bit more space as Death does get rushed down on I, making sure that his life is a living hell. Not long for this world, Death is. But Haru is going to be able to, or trying to make it worth his while. Rampage goes straight into the wall, gets caught up in a second one, and Piggles is the one to find the kill onto Hypothesis. Pulse Bomb goes wide, Mark Killer gets the kill onto Piggles, and things are looking pretty even yet again. Haru running for the hills, as now Mark Killer is advancing with malicious intents. Hinder does prevent Haru from advancing just a little bit for now, but Haru is going to get taken down to low HP. Suzu follow that up with a beat, and now they're back on the offensive. But now Doomfist just for the contest. Insane Raccoons manages to sneak the cap. Haru is just dragging this fight wherever he goes, and Hypothesis with the melee kill into Death Rattle, blowing it back wide open. Haru not quite able to make any of those axes connect. Those are the key moments right there, and the pulse bomb doesn't get fly out before Mark Killer takes her down. I with another kill as well. Mark Killer on a tear, and Hypothesis sticky as always. They're gonna be able to get the cap, but not after 35% of Sane Raccoons.
Well, 35%, you know, that's less than a fight. Really, it's, you know, chump change, relatively speaking. I think with the Doomfist swap, that might have just been to come back for the point, but I think Max Squared are... I think the Ashe probably caught them a bit off guard, but I think they figured out that they just need to go hard and they just need to rush down Desperado. They cannot let him free fire, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're going really, really fast.
But Hinder Nade gets a little bit wasted, and Haru is just running around trying to find anybody to knife. Mark Killer gets the kill. Hypothesis shuts down the rampaging Haru, and now they're going to be able to try and get that recap again. It does feel a little bit awkward for Haru, doesn't it, in this kind of an environment? Just getting run around circles.
Yeah, it is. You just get outmaneuvered by the Doomfist. It is. You really need to be in the right positions at the right times, and it's very, very hard to predict because you can't outmaneuver. But you need to be able to position yourself to punish them when they're going for your Ashe. You know, when they're going for these really, really long fights, and control that space for Desperado.
And Kitsune Rush does come through, as well as Bob and it beats. They're trying to do everything that they can to keep this going. They want the cap, and they are going to secure it. But Sane Raccoons, they blew their load, and they didn't get any kills for it. Now Max Squared are going to walk back in. Hypothesis walking on through, and Mark Killer 57 with the high noon, not going to be able to get enough time onto the tank to take them down entirely, and now the flip does come back through. Desperado with the pick on the JPEG. It's a good one, but it's going to mean not much in the end, as they are able to get a contest, and a rampage comes through. Haru gets the kill with one as well, and they're making the impossible happen. Hypothesis's punch goes wide, and now he's fighting for his life. Monkey has followed Desperado as well. Hypothesis, come on, you got this. One more, let's go. Pulse Pump doesn't connect, but JPEG manages to secure the kill into Haru on Hypothesis' behalf, and now JPEG gets a second. There you go.
Oh, they clutch it up, and yeah, that was... to be honest, I thought going in, like, as soon as they have Haru that split, I don't know how he managed to survive. I thought it was, you know, just dunzo. As soon as Max Squared are able to just cleanly kite those 3 ults to Sane Raccoons. So credit to them, credit to Desperado and Haru especially for making that fight as close as it was. We're tied up now 1-1, and I mean, not a lot of ults, mostly just the sound barriers online now.
Yep, Hypothesis is able to get the charged punch, but doesn't really connect with much. Haru does fall shortly after. Just a large amount of spam damage flying around the place, and Desperado gets the pick onto I.
Yeah, I mean, Hypothesis with just a tactical feed there, you know, nearly gets himself killed, but I guess, you know, baits the slight overcommittal out of Haru, and just some nice shots from Mark Killer to follow that up.
You know, as long as there's the word almost before feed, then we're good. And now a Kitsune Rush does come through. Pulse Bomb goes wide. Suzu is baited out, though, which is pretty good. Hypothesis gets the kill onto Monkey HW. Now they're riding out Macbull's Kitsune Rush. Mark Killer gets the kill onto Piggles. And the Coach Gun is able to save Death Rattle for just a little bit longer. Not enough, though. Hypothesis gets the final hit. Now he's chasing in deep. Wants to get any of these kills that he can. Nyla going to be able to Suzu, wall ride, CP, get away from this fight. But Mark Killer is going to take Piggles and run back home.
Thanks to the new patch, there's about 4 years of defense matrix to keep Nyla alive. They do manage to get the exit pick onto the Tracer, but it's not quite as valuable. You have double support ults and Bob. If they're going to take this flashpoint, though, they need to go pretty fast before their Tracer is going to be fully ready.
Yeah.
It's a good start, though. They're getting some poke. They're getting some cooldowns.
Kitsune Rush flies through, and Haruo is going to be firing those double fire shotguns incredibly fast. Pulse Bomb Town Barrier comes out from both teams to stabilize, but now Mark Killer running forward with the high noon. Not going to be able to make anything connect, but who can? I can. And Mark Killer gets the shot onto Haru, knocks him down. Hypothesis lands squarely on Haru's face, and this is looking pretty open and shut for Max Squared.
Yeah, I mean, Max Squared, once again, I really think they've figured out their game plan in these fights. You know, with the Doomfist and the Tracer, they can just be so much more mobile, more, you know, more thriving in the chaos. And really, they're trying to make it messy, make it fast, and get on top of Death Rattle. It looks like they were considering the Sombra switch up. It looks like they're going over to a Genji for Piggles instead of the Tracer, which I think probably just a bit more to comfort.
It fast and messy, but Haru is taking a little bit too fast, perhaps, as almost gets caught out by the enemy team. All right, is able to make it back to the rest of their composition, though, making sure to live.
That's really unfortunate.
Nyla TPs in, only for Diva to fly away. That is a poor coordination moment. But now it looks like they almost were able to catch Hypothesis off guard, as Haru is now down to low HP. This is playing tank ping pong. Who's low? Who's low? Who's low? Who's low? Now Ido hiding around the corner. Kitsune Rush does come through for Max Squared. Death Rattle falls quickly. Not going to be able to do much in the face of that. And Nyla gets executed by Hypothesis. Absolutely on a rampage. We're seeing why they call him the Doom King. Nobody calls him.
Yeah, there's just those little positional mistakes by Sane Raccoons. You know, enable Max Squared to get the early positional advantage. You know, get the space. And then a really fast Kitsune Rush. That's really nice. Just like punch them in the face when they're not expecting it. Now you have Mark Killer on this flank. It looks like he's going to be scouted pretty soon. But Hypothesis once again going for Death Rattle. You know?
Yep, Death Rattle down. DPS gone. Hypothesis is looking for another. I also hungry for their second kill of the fight. JPEG gets the kill onto Piggles, and Haru is able to trade it back onto Mark Killer, bringing the fight to the point now. We're going to try and contest it, try and get as close to a flip as possible. The bomb is going to be able to kill Iva. Hypothesis with the expertly timed punch going to shut down Diva's remake attempt, and Macball getting the kill onto Monkey HW. We're just going to invest more ultimates in it. Why not? Making sure that this is a quick 3-1 for Max Squared, leading the series now with 2-1, taking us to match point.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot more convincing out of Max Squared. I think it was a little tough for them in the start in the Junker Queen mirror, and I think that second point as well went like dangerously close. But really, it comes down to part of it. Just comes down to the Doomfist. Just I guess being able to just play more mechanical, more for things like that, for big punches. But also, I think really just trying to shut down the Ashe, who was, really the alpha threat from Sane Raccoons on that map. Just Death Rattle getting so much value. But I think Max Squared just a bit faster to adapt to it, and Sane Raccoons a bit too slow to counter adapt.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels like Sane Raccoons, both of their DPS are kind of taking turns to be that loud voice that everybody has to respect and rotate around. But what really makes those teams stand out and what makes Max Squared so intimidating is that they have everybody firing at full throttle the entire time. And Sane Raccoons are just not able to match that same level of tempo. Right?
Yeah.
Now, we've seen all plays coming out from all members of Max Squared. Is Sane Raccoons can be able to hang in this next point? They do have the map pick, and we are going to push next. So things could get a little bit spicy. They're going to send us to Toronto, Esperanza, or maybe a little bit of Reward Coliseum.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm expecting to see the Coliseum. I think Deferato's been looking really, really strong on the hit scan. And you probably want to lean into that. And I think definitely where Max Squared have been able to, where it's in these like push and pull matchups, like the Junker Queen, or the Junker Queen of the Doomfist, like the Kiriko Lucio matchup, where I can hear Max, I can hear Hypothesis in my head, calling the 3-2-1 go 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 on some of those Kitsune rushes around the corners, where you can really just play for the tempo, play for those sort of quick punch in the face when your opponent's not quite expecting it. I think having a team leader like Hypothesis calling shots, you have to be pretty comfortable with that. So I think if I'm Sane Raccoons, I'm looking to take a map where it's a bit slower, it's a bit longer ranged, it's a bit more about individual mechanics, and a bit less of enabling Max Squared to play the dive.
All right.
And those like tempo matchups that they've looked really strong on.
Yeah, I can see it. And now that a lot of these big, strong, confident bands are out of the way, do you think you'll see both of these teams kind of flexing to what's the most meta? What do you think are we going to see here?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Coliseum, it is going to be Coliseum. So I was right in my guess that I'm assuming Sane Raccoons are going to be looking to play maybe some hit scan Genji, maybe some double hit scan stuff. I think Piggles not looking quite as comfortable in the Tracer mirror against I, compared to when Piggles was able to be on the Genji. You have to wonder if one or the other side is maybe going to be banning the Sigma. Like it's very, very strong on this map. Ramach is obviously fully available. Baptiste, Lucio, and Yada are fully available. Yeah, I mean, you have to be wondering what you're banning. Like maybe Genji, maybe a Yari, maybe like Widowmaker or Ashe, or no, Ashe was already banned. You can't even ban Ashe.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's up in the air.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how these teams sort of manage their way around, taking Doom off the map, right?
Okay.
Taking both Echo and Doom off for the team of Max Squared. That is a pretty significant hindrance. I mean, not so much the Echo, but the Doom. Hypothesis absolutely feeling it last match. She's going to be pretty upset seeing that it's been taken off. But, that's okay, right? We can work around that. What are Max Squared going to try and do, though, to sort of push their advantage further? Do they have any kind of picks or target bands that they can really strategize around?
I'm thinking probably Sigma is the big question. Is do they want to take the Sigma mirror, or do they want to ban Sigma, or maybe do they think they can beat the Sigma with a Winston comp? And it looks like they're banning Cassidy Junker Queen, so I'm guessing that they're wanting to play Winston with this. The Junker Queen's stronger to the Winston, and I bet that they're expecting they can beat the Sigma with a Winston dive, because not having Doomfist, not having Echo, that hurts your dive a little bit. But if they can play something like a Winston Tracer hit scan, maybe a Winston Tracer Pharah, something like that, I think you're more than comfortable diving as Max Squared.
All right. I can see it. I can see what you're cooking. You're not burning yet, but you're cooking.
Yeah.
I do want to sort of come around to what exactly changed with Coliseum, right? We know the glass is gone. We know that they've added some more small
Remove the glass.
No more glass. What are the kind of play style changes that you've seen happen here compared to before?
I mean, like, flanky stuff is better. If you're a Tracer player, you're a lot happier. You have a lot more flanks to play around. It's much easier to find short angles to get on top of hit scan, but I think long range hit scan, Sigma, poke style is still going to be very, very potent on this map. It's a lot more balanced where, like, it's not like you're hard forced to play poke, and it's not like the mid fights go a bit quicker because it's easier to take flanks. You don't have to spend 10 years looking down a hallway. But it's not a fundamental change in the way the map plays. And it looks like it's going to be pretty much what we expected. So the Sigma poke style out of Sane Raccoons, and Max Squared going with Wrecking Ball instead of Winston dive.
Okay, alright.
So Hypothesis thinks he can ball.
Hypothesis has some pretty nice ball.
Yeah, he has been known to be a little bit of a baller.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
I've seen quite a bit of his ball, and while I have been a little bit underwhelmed at times, I really do think there's a bit of potential when he can get going.
Oh my god!
Rattle though, picking off Mark Killer immediately? That's a lot more than I bargained for.
Yeah, I mean, just before the dive can even go. That said, I almost one-clips Nyla, does get punished by Rattle, but can Hypothesis follow this up? It looks like he's gonna get booped, and yeah, that is a incredibly quick first fight for Sane Raccoons.
Alright, Raccoons, I see you, I see you.
Yeah, I mean, just a really, really nice first pick out of Rattle. And yeah, I mean, you see the inklings of what Max Squared are trying to do, you know, pressure the Kiriko, force cooldowns out, but just without the Genji, it's so much harder. There's the TP Suzu out of Macwell already as well.
Yeah, even before the fight is properly engaged, Hypothesis diving in deep now, going to get booped back by Lucio, but it's not going to stop him for very long, choosing to disengage while he still has the advantage. Rattle though is now just looking for those picks. Those shots, if they connect, the fight is wide open for the Raccoons, but Mark Killer is going to be able to follow up on the dive, take him down. Piggles follows shortly after, and now it's just a matter of pushing the objective as far as possible before they do have to surrender control down both their DPS. Not going to have much damage, as well as the DPS passive to keep this fight going for too much longer, but they're going to be able to sustain just a little bit longer. Naila TP's out, surrendering the Lucio to the Void. Gonna get taken down shortly after as well. Haru gets the kill onto Macwell, but gets taken out shortly after, and that was going to be Lucio stuck behind to Taxi.
They get nice early pressure onto Mark Killer. They force out the TP Suzu, but then one of the disadvantages, I guess, of the Sigma style is that they weren't quite able to capitalize on it. They try to, but then it just results in this weird, like, messy style where, you know, you have the Sigma sort of inside of the ball team's backline, and when it's chaos like that, you're much happier if you're Max Squared. And you're also very happy for Max Squared if you're able to do exactly this, you know, hunt down the alpha threat, find Rattle. It looks like Haru
able to make anything stick, and now Sigmas are running away. It's a highway robbery. The cart is gone. Yeah, try and buy them more time.
I mean, that is a really, really nice silver lining there. You know, Haru doing his best Kevster cosplay on Sigma instead of Tracer, but, you know, similar idea, really stealing the car. Max Squared, though, they are looking to, you know, find all the stagger picks they can, get all the momentum they can. There's Rattle going down again. You have to wonder about a change of strategies. You know, maybe go over to something like a Brig or a Baptiste that can protect Rattle a bit more. Or maybe swap over... Well, you can't swap to the Cassidy because it's banned, but maybe... Yeah, what do you do?
I mean, that is one deep ball going all the way deep into the spawn. It doesn't seem likely that Sane Raccoon are going to be able to punish it at all, but they do have 4 ultimates coming up. Piggles with the blade gets the kill onto Macwell.
Doesn't get beat. Does get blade. Does get bladed to the face and killed, in fact.
Yep, even though they full disengage, you're gonna be able to walk away with the rest of their team still alive. And now Macwell can TP back. They can take this next fight hot and early.
That is tragic though, because if Macwell gets beat there, they can live the blade. They also get upbeat.
Yeah,
here they do have their own Kitsune beat. There we go.
With a rush, Rattle gets the count to Macwell though. No massive sustain left for the team. Mark Killer doesn't need it anyways, gets the kill. Pickles, though, gets one on his own. Another point is getting pushed further and further. Actually, Sane Raccoons are able to take the advantage. They're employing a very, very powerful tactic of just blocking the
Hypothesis is balling out like crazy. He's unkillable. Macwell is back already. Good lord.
Now that's a large generator of ult charge there for... for Macwell, sorry, as he's tasked with healing the ball back up to full HP.
That is some... Well, that's insane that he lives that, though, no?
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking like he has, like, an actual hamster-sized hitbox. Like, just dodging left and right.
Canonically
accurate. There's a lot of space for Sane Raccoon, though. They go
Black
with the early
Hole
flux.
is able to suck in Lucio. No escape there. Pulse Bomb goes wide. Now I is tasked with the dangerous task of trying to find out what the hell's going on with Kiriko. Rattle, though, gets the kill onto Macwell, and things aren't looking like they're on the up and up for Max Squared. The bot gets stolen again, and without a strong anchor on the point, Raccoons are just running circles around them.
Yeah, Deferattle goes over to the Tracer, which means there's no longer that, like, you know, that easy target in the Ashe. And Hypothesis getting picked here means that, yeah, it's looking like, oh, and especially if the supports get staggered. Oh, okay, which they won't. So Max Squared do have a chance now to stop this checkpoint, but it's going to be tough.
And there you go, Operation Butt Scratch initiated without much risk. Hypothesis now on the monkey. Gonna try and play a little bit more anchored on the point. It's not really a matter of Raccoons being running circles around, but rather they're the only ones who are sticking on the point until now. Deferattle, though, is very close to a pulse bomb. Hypothesis does take down Piggles, and this is a very, very not good look for the Raccoons, as now Tracer gets taken down low HP. Mark Killer gets the kill into Monkey HW with the deflect, and now Naila gets taken down with the headshot last second, too. Haru gets shut down last. And they're walking back the point. 4 minutes left. We still got a lot of time left.
Yeah, matching beats, matching blades, matching Kitsune rushes, but there's a flux for Haru. That's the one to really keep your eye on. I think it's wise for Max now to swap over to the Winston. The ball is fun, but it's not that great into Sigma, especially without an easy target. When in doubt, return to Monkey, is what I say.
Exactly. And now I is looking to make that pulse bomb count. Kitsune rush does cut through the team. Barrier does protect the side of Max Squared, and they're going to blade as well. There's a huge 2 ult investments, but it was also matched by the Raccoons, and they weren't able to find anything for it.
That's really, and you saw, I mean, Monkey HW has beat now, but if you saw when he went down, he was at 97. So it's really, really, really smart for Max Squared. Again, I bet Hypothesis was calling that. I can hear it. To just go for focus the Lucio, stop them from getting out beat, and then you win the blade fight.
Now Butt Scratch denied. Graviton Flux comes through, able to juggle Lucio in the sky.
Nice, but Suzu.
Suzu does save him for just a little bit longer. Bot saves him from the rock as well, but he's going to eventually be punched in the face. Monkey does fall shortly after, though. Hypothesis on a rampage. Nyla gets taken down as well. I with the recall. And now Mark Killer is surviving with 1 HP to the deflect. Kills Deferattle. The 1 HP Genji holding that deflect. It's a classic, man. And I gets the kill onto Haru. All that up with the kill onto Piggles. Piggles with the classic adventure. Just trying to hold out just a little bit longer, please.
Hypothesis steals Eyes 4K there. But more importantly, Max Squared do manage to steal the checkpoint. And yeah,
oh no, you have to teleport forwards. They're gonna give the lead back over to Max Squared, and this is a very bad look. Monkey gets taken out by the pulse bomb as well. And you're down 1 support, you're down the lead, you gotta make things move. Piggles gets the kill into Mac well, and the Monkey does jump out. No XQCs for you today. Fonz is now juggling the enemy Kiriko. Haru gets the kill into JPEG. And now it's just a desperate grapple for their lives as Deferattle gets taken down as well. Hypothesis with a cheeky 2K on the way out. And they've got 2 minutes left for the Sane Raccoons to make some magic happen.
Yeah, I mean, with the early pick onto Lucio there, it looked like Max Squared might have been able to take that fight, and at that point it's almost map. But now they do have they do have the Dragon Blade, and no Dragon Blade, just the Tectonic Shock on the side of Piggles. We'll have to see what can come of that. Haru on the Diva really looking to pressure out Hypothesis. He's going in.
Diving really early. Piggle just going underground and leaving in a lot of that pressure. And a blade. Nyla does fall first. Piggle gets the kill into Mac. Well, Piggles with a second on Hypothesis. Haru gets the cleanup kill there. Gets 2. And I takes down Piggles in turn. Gonna be able to stall for just a little bit longer. Gets taken down eventually. Are they going to be able to walk this point over? Can they get that last meter? It doesn't seem so, as the point has not been moving, and now Hypothesis is back and ready to contest. 60 seconds. Whoever gets the... If they're able to flip the lead now, things will be disastrous. And Max Squared will be playing a strong game of keep away.
Keep your eye on that sound barrier for JPEG, as we see Macwell going with the Kitsune Rush. Lots and lots of pressure on a Monkey HW, who does manage to get out, but it's so much space for Max Squared.
And now Eyes recall was forced out pretty early, but the Kitsune Rush did not find any value. And now the Sane Raccoons, they do have a significant advantage coming in. Kitsune Rush through the team. Piggle making sure to scoop up that buff, and the sound barrier is able to protect them for just a little bit longer. Deferattle getting forced out a little bit, but does have the pulse bomb ready and raring to go. And Eyes barely managing to spare their own lives.
Oh.
Getting the nice pulse bomb stick on the Pickles as well. There's the clutch factor gone. There's the carry gone, and now Harm demech and out of luck. They're going to be forced to remech themselves on the sidelines, wasting the Diva Bomb. And now Hypothesis is here trying to make things. And now Nayla is not able to get the TP out as I is there to shut it down. Primal on Hypothesis to extend things further. Nobody's left to touch the point, and that's your last game. That's your series points over to Max Squirt.
Yeah. That's incredibly close, though. You know, huge credit to Sane Raccoons. They made every map, like, every map really was, well, except maybe this, but almost every map was, like, down to the wire, you know, a huge, just like dogfight, back and forth, tons and tons of adaptations. But yeah, with the series done, it's time to pick our MVP. I think I know who I have in mind as the MVP for the series, but I want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I think, all right, I got to do an MVP and an SVP because I think it would be absolutely criminal to not have a word in for Piggles. Piggles, my second most valuable player, my beloved, my dearest, world's best Punisher player in Marvel Rivals, making it big in Overwatch, surprisingly. I mean, beautiful venture plays, just the absolute clutch factor that the team needed when it needed it most. But I really just got to give MVP over to Hypothesis on Max Squared.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to give it over to Max himself. Come on.
Yeah, the namesake, well, one of the namesakes of the team. I mean, I was kind of reluctant to. I was, looking for an excuse to give it to someone else, just so his ego doesn't inflate further. His head'll grow so large he won't be able to fit his headphones on anymore. I mean, but yeah, you can't deny it. I mean, just with the constant swap arounds, huge plays on the Doomfist, the Winston, even balling out with a fair degree of success on that last map. Yeah, just a stellar performance from Hypothesis. Big shout outs to Deferattle as well. I think for me is my honorable mention. Just really going absolutely crazy on the Ashe in particular. I mean, really, we saw all the DPS players in this lobby going crazy at one point or another. But yeah, I think Hypothesis for me has to be the overall most valuable player.
Very eloquently said, and massive shout out to Hypothesis. You and your Godfather t-shirt and shorts. I see you.
That's what he was wearing?
Yeah, well, that's what he's planning to wear. But anyways, we thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we're going to be right back at you guys. I don't think it's not this weekend, it's the weekend after.
Yeah, so next week.
July the 19th and the 20th, we're going to be hosting our second, third, and first place matches for the entire Intramurals tournament. So make sure you tune in. It's going to be Friday, July 18th, Friday, July 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to follow it up on the Saturday with a 6 p.m. start for our third place match, followed up by an 8 p.m. grand finals. Where do we have any prizes? do we? What do we have for our boys?
I mean, there's like honor.
We've got honor. We've got ego, we've got honor, and we've got pride and accomplishment, and we've got you guys. We're so thankful for everybody who tuned into the stream today. I hope you all have a good night and good luck with work maxing, game maxing, or rot maxing, whatever you do decide to get up to on your weekdays. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.